I am Sheldon Young.
My name is Gemma Sinclair.
My name is Robbie Birdsall.
I'm Dr. Natalie Bazzioni.
I've been a chiropractor for 7 years. I had some patients that just weren't quite getting better, and I felt like there was maybe something else I needed to do. Like there was more to be done, and I was getting good results, but not great results. And one day my wife was just like, hey, have you heard about a company called Airrosti in Texas? And so then after that I started talking to some friends that work here that I had graduated with, and they'd kind of been through the same situation as me. They'd worked in a couple of different places. One worked at a hospital, and he was like, this is the best place I've ever worked. I'm getting great results. People are getting better. It's a great atmosphere. And after talking to a couple people, I was like, yeah, I gotta dig into this.
When I first heard about Airrosti, my first thought was an average of about 3 visits. How? That was probably the biggest question in my head. You know, even from being in school and going into the real world of chiropractic, I was still, you know, kind of baffled by the 3 visit, whereas I was, you know, getting visits that were taking a little bit longer than that. So I kind of wanted to know what was going on. How could I incorporate that into my practice?
I knew that there were a lot of similarities in what I found and what I was doing, but that there was obviously something that I was missing because my success rates, you know, weren't quite in line with what theirs were.
I was excited on the first day. I had a lot of things going on, but I was very excited to learn about it and figure out how to start going down the Airrosti path.
Last night too, we had a little party that they have for all the new recruits that are coming in. It had a food truck and drinks, and family was there, and it was great. One of the other doctors and I, we were driving back afterwards, like, is this real? Like, how the companies treat their employees like this? Like, this is how good it really is, and it's still kind of sinking in that, like, yeah, a company can be run this way and still be successful.
So one of my favorite things about the training process is the way that it's designed. So I just want to talk for a second about each week, what the goal is for each week. So in week 1, we call that onboarding week and nuts and bolts week. So you're just learning a lot of information, a lot of high level information about the company, about what you're going to be doing, some clinical lectures, some Airrosti history. And then the second week, we move into what I call clinical week, where it is a veritable fire hose of clinical information. Some stuff these individuals coming into us already know, and then some things that are new that we're teaching them about the Airrosti methods that we employ. The third week is where we progress into applying, okay? So we bring all of the things together and we start to take the mechanics and put them into application. And then 4th through 6th weeks are going to be those mastery weeks where we're just getting repetition and practice. So along that whole period of time, it is really fun to see people come in with the deer in headlights look of, wow, the volume of information is profound, and then moving through this place where all of a sudden I joke with them, you're doing backflips out there. It just comes easily and naturally. So in that second week, no one can even envision that it really does become that easy and they get to that place of flow. So it's really neat to see them achieve that mastery in that short period of time.
Speaking from an educator's background, my past history was I was actually a teacher. So most educational facilities, or you're learning something new, you sit in a classroom and someone talks to you. Here that's completely opposite. Here we engage you. You're getting hands-on. We're challenging, and what I mean by challenge, we're asking you questions. We're helping your knowledge get better as we go through the process. And by the end, they're so confident because they've been engaged and they've been helped to learn how to think an injury through, and actually how you fix that effectively, efficiently, but also with good evidence-based.
Whenever we're teaching the clinical concepts, which are the lion's share of the responsibilities you do on a daily basis, we hear it through a lecture, and then we apply it through labs. We have another lab where we apply it again and repeat, and then we start to put all of the pieces together and apply in a more comprehensive setting.
One of the things that makes Airrosti so different is that we're a family. When you come in, you're new to the family. I kind of tease with the class, I'm kind of like Papa Bear. I'm going to watch you, I'm going to pay attention. If I see you're overwhelmed, I'm going to check on you, make sure you're okay. I want to learn about you. I want to know about your family. I want to know everything about you, because the more that we're a family, the more things work better. We have fun, we laugh, we we just have fun. So yeah, can you work hard and have fun? Absolutely you can. And that's the great thing.
When I went through training, it is one of the best experiences of my life. It's on par with, the first year of college or the best year in graduate school. It has that feel of a time where you're like, wow, that was so impactful and that was a pivotal time in my career.
So if you want to be challenged, you want to constantly learn, you want to constantly improve yourself, but also fix people really fast and have fun, then this is the place for you.
Last week here, it's been a really good training experience. I don't feel like there's any other place or company that gives that type of training to a chiropractor, to a physical therapist, or anybody. So just having that knowledge and knowing that you can go out into, the real world and treat people is great. I really like the fact that there's no dumb questions, really. We've had these times to just sit and talk with doctors that have had a lot of experience and just workshop things and be able to ask questions, say, hey, I have this patient that is having a lot of hip pain and this is what happens, and just kind of walk through the different steps and say, hey, have you tried this or have you tried that? And just knowing that that's always available is huge.
When I was sitting here on day one, I found myself thinking, how am I going to ever harness all this information that I have and use it and treat patients and get people better in a timely manner? And I remember the first time that we treated patients in here, I felt like it was the first patient I ever treated in my whole life, because I had all these things going through my head on how I needed to do them now as an Airrosti provider. And again, kept wondered, am I ever going to be able to do this? And then now on our last week, we're finding ourselves on schedule, getting notes done within a timely manner. It's just really rewarding as we've gone through this process. It seems to be getting easier and easier to settle in and do things kind of the Airrosti way. And
I think the 6 weeks was just a perfect amount of time. You feel like you were able to learn so much and then also see the benefits of what you're learning and be able to practice it. And so you're not going out into the field practicing it for the first time, you're practicing in patients. And with that, it makes so that it ingrains it even more, that people are getting those quick results that they talk about on the website and everything. Again, something you may be questioning of if that's possible, and then when you do it and you're getting the actual results that everybody else is getting, it's pretty impressive, and it just ingrains into your mind of, okay, what I'm doing is correct for the patient.
Feels like, it was yesterday that I arrived, but at the same time, so much information has been given to us. So it's really cool to see, how everyone has sort of grown through this entire process. I don't feel like I'm going to leave here and be alone. If I have any questions at all, I know that it's a quick phone call, a quick email. Everyone's been more than happy and open to answering any questions that anyone has.
Fantastic.
All right.
That was brilliant. That was good.
Peace.
Everybody get in! Get in! Get in! Everybody. 3. Cute.